Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well today, this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whenever you are tuning in. Before we jump into today's video, I do want to say, however corny or funny it might sound, but I got my first few subscribers for this YouTube channel, and I received a very kind comment the other day, and I just those people who are watching me and have decided to include me in your life or your daily routine or even just your subscription feed. It's very kind, and I very much appreciate it, and it's very, very inspirational, very motivating, as someone who does not have a lot of experience doing this or is just starting out. It's do you guys hear that? Never a dull day, I suppose. But for someone who doesn't do this, it's very motivating to keep going, so I really appreciate it. That being said, we're reading more of our business book today. This book is called Thinker Toys, and it's full of different, what's the word? Business thinking strategies and creative opportunities that you can put yourself in to help elicit creative idea. So today we're looking at Lotus Blossom. This is chapter 13. One thing I like about this book is that it starts every chapter with a quote from Sun Tzu. So today's quote is, "The art of war recognizes 8 varieties of ground." And that's how we start Lotus Blossom. So let's get a post-it note so that we can dictate the beginning of this chapter. So later on, we can just flip right to it. I get very particular, very anal about my post-it notes. Alright, that looks good. Now we have either green, like teal green, or like peach. Today, I'm thinking, honestly, I think for the last chapter we did yellow. Oh, okay. So for 2 chapters, we actually used the peach already. So let's retire that for today and use the teal. So I'm thinking I'm gonna probably just read through it a little bit, and probably won't read all of it out loud. I don't want to bore you guys, but for example, let's read this first paragraph. So the first paragraph reads, "One day the frog poked his head out of the well and boasted to the sea turtle that no creature was happier than he. Why, he could dive up and down in the mud and enjoy a freer range of movement than all those shrimps and tadpoles living around him. He invited the turtle to come down into the well and see for himself. The turtle declined and instead boasted of his perspective outside of the well. A distance of 1,000 miles is not sufficient to describe the extent of the ocean, nor can one ever hope to sound its depth. The turtle said, 'It's sad to see you peeping at the sky through a tube.' The frog was awed when he heard this, and realized how living in a well limited his perspective. In a way, are we not like the frog? All of the elements of an organization are in separate wells, and we see only what is in our particular well. Buyers are in the well of supply, human resources are in the well of personnel, facilities are in the well of facilities, and so on. The whole organization is operating like frogs in the wells. There is no 360-degree perspective. We need to get an oceanic view of our problems. We need to know the goals, themes, and sub-themes in order to generate meaningful ideas. Yasuo Matsumura of Clover Management Research in Chiba City, Japan, developed Lotus Blossom, a creative thinking technique that diagrammatically helps us do this." So that's kind of how this is structured. Like I say, I don't want to bore you guys. Unless you want to hear me read this book, and then I'm happy to read it out. You can take notes along with me. But like for this paragraph, I'm gonna just highlight, in a way, are we not like the frog? That way when I come back and study, oh, okay, the frog one. I remember. Matsumura. Got it. Yeah, start with the problem, right? Expand the themes. In the lowest blossom, the petals were themes. Okay, let's see. In the lowest blossom, the petals were themes. Blossom. Peeled back one at a time. Revealing a key component for suddenly this approach is pursued in different ways. Right there. With significant components. Surrounding the center circle. Use the ideas written in the circle. Okay, so it looks like for this creative strategy, where we take like a square, essentially, and we fill in squares around that square, like petals of a lotus blossom. And that way we can separate ideas surrounding this dilemma, as well as continue learning about them. Okay. Okay, I see. I'm seeing. It's definitely presented a little strange, but I think I'm understanding. By increasing productivity or decreasing costs. Okay, I see. So, I'm going to highlight, in the lotus blossom, ideas evolve into other ideas and applications. So basically what you do is you have a center circle. I might be able to show you. So you have this center circle, and then you fill the 9 circles, squares. The center square. This is your problem, right? Okay. What are the 9 things that you can use to fix your problem? Let's say this one is, we want to add value to our product. So our variables, let's say, are technology, evaluation, travel expense, delivery methods, facilities, suppliers, partnerships, and personnel. So each one of these 9 squares we can, let's say, alter. So say alter. And then each one of these, also around the lotus, gets their own square that is subsequently surrounded by their own 8 surrounding squares. Not 9, excluding the one in the middle. So that way we identify this problem, and then we create kind of like a diagram. Just a diagram of, okay, what are the things that we can do? This way we can compartmentalize and improve on this. So let's see. Chris Messina, a board member for a university, wanted to create more value for her university. She selected the theme suppliers, travel expenses, partnerships, course delivery methods, personnel, technology, facilities, and evaluation. For each theme, she came up with 8 ideas. For example, in the delivery methods box, she listed the idea of using video phones to interact with students at other universities in general knowledge quizzes. By expanding the box outward, she made video phones into still another theme and listed 8 more ideas or applications on how to add value to the use of video phones. So what this is trying to say is that we have this idea, it's 9 squares, but it's possible that this could go on forever if we needed to. If this has to keep going, it will. Hold on, it looks like I get nervous. You can see right here, my laptop that I'm using to record, like stuff to go into sleep mode, makes me nervous. I think I lose the recording every time. I recorded it like a Lego building thing last week. I was having a bad day. I was like, you know what, let me just build some Legos. I open the package, I spill the Legos all over the floor. I'm missing pieces. I try to record a video anyways. I put like a piece inside of another piece and it gets stuck on accident. Like, it's just awful. But I lost the recording. Like, that whole video just like everything. If it could have gone wrong, it did. So I get nervous sometimes. Okay. Here we go. An important aspect of this technique is that it shifts you from reacting to a static snapshot of the problem and broadens your perspective towards the problem and the relationships and connections between its components. Long-ass sentence, but we get what it's trying to say, you know. So for this, let's just, I don't feel like highlighting all of this, so let's just put a little bracket. Put little brackets. There we go. Okay. Production managers at Volvo started with safer automobile, blah blah blah. How to make the car safer. The ideas was required stuff distance, heads up display, the system. In the illustration on the next page, you start with the face of a man. In a similar way, the Lotus Blossom begins with a theme that evolves into other themes and sub-themes that are interconnected, and those evolve into a new pattern. So we'll say the Lotus Blossom begins with a theme that evolves into other themes and sub-themes. Generally, higher-level properties are regarded as emergent. For example, a car is an emergent property at the interconnected parts. If a car was disassembled and all the parts were thrown into a heap, the property disappears. You place the parts in a pile where different functions begin to see the pattern and condition of the pile. I mentioned the emergent property, which you can then build. Okay. Well, that's the chapter. The chapters are very short and sweet. Give you this idea. 132 to 136. It's barely 4 pages front and back. So, basically, all this one is it's a lotus blossom. You take a square. Let's say, let's visualize this. You have a square in the middle. The surroundings of that square are the problems that you can use to fix this. So, if this is, I want to increase the value, these ones will be higher quality, better materials, crowdfunding, outsourcing, etc., etc., etc. And then from there, the lotus blossom evolves into more squares. And each one of these, crowdfunding, advertising, marketing, commercials, blah, 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 blah. Better materials, order from this company, talk to these guys, make a deal with these guys, blah, blah, blah. And then from there you have this diagram that is just constantly evolving, constantly growing, always changing. And that's the chapter. I think later on this week we'll continue on. The next chapter is called Phoenix. So I'm pretty excited about Phoenix. I think Phoenix is a cool name. But that's all I've got today. Thank you all for joining me and listening to me ramble and talk for a little bit. If you enjoyed the video, please throw a like, it helps me out. Show me what you guys appreciate and like. Subscribe, it's free. Let me know how I'm doing. Feel free to comment. Comment what I could be doing better. Comment what I do well. If you like the video. But that's all I have for today. Thank you all, and I